What's up? This is Demrick.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Spesh One.
This is Spesh K.
Hot Rock's the motherfucking Skot MC.
Breaking
Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
First on the courthouse steps, then in front of police stations, in my store, everywhere I can.
Wow.
Where I can provoke the police into giving me a charge. Now they don't. We finally get charged when a friend of mine, Umberto Arafida, gets charged giving out pamphlets to high school students in North York after the police send an attractive undercover woman officer to go buy weed from all the boys, and she buys pot from 52 different boys in the school, and then they all get charged for trafficking. And a lot of the guys didn't even smoke pot, but this girl was like 23.
And she's hot.
She's trying to pretend she's 17. She's totally hot.
And so all the
Right?
guys are like,
And
yeah,
so
I'll get you
so
weed.
every guy says that. Sure, I'll get you weed.
Yeah.
He can't believe she's paying attention to him, right? But the guys are also beginning to figure out, they told us later on, that she's asking every guy for weed. So that's a bit strange. She's making a buy from all of them, though.
Yeah.
But how is she smoking all this weed? Because this all goes on in the space of like 6 weeks. Now, the fact that the cops would send some undercover person in for 6 weeks to buy weed from high school students, I don't know whose genius idea was that. But that brought us out to hand out one of our classic pamphlets. It was called 10 Questions and Answers for Every Parent, Student, and Teacher About Cannabis, about marijuana.
Okay.
It was like a real old school pamphlet, like real polite and everything. And we were giving that to the kids as they came out. Principal calls the police, and they actually fucking arrest us. So that's how we got to court. And Umberto gets charged, and I pay for the defense, or the challenge, and we win. Judge J. Ellen McDonald says, you can't ban truthful information and political information. She was like shocked. So she strikes the law down right away. But if you get a criminal code out now, it's still in there with a little tiny asterisk saying struck down in Ontario Superior Court and unchallenged, meaning it's still in the criminal code, but because the Crown didn't challenge it at the Ontario Superior Court level, in Ontario it's definitely legal to sell books and magazines about pot.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been established in the rest of the country. So you'll still see that on the books, right? Now, bongs and pipes are also still illegal if they're for illegal use. But now, marijuana being, quote, legal, no bong is illegal as a consequence. So that's one good thing that happened when in this bogus legalization is that it finally legalized bongs.
So bongs are actually technically still illegal up to a few years ago.
They were illegal up to October 17th because
Holy
anything
shit.
for illicit drug use is still illegal.
Wow.
Right? And so that was illicit. But now...
But I always thought they'd get around with the tobacco argument.
Well, that's what they do when they sell it. But at my shop, we said these bongs are strictly for marijuana use.
Okay.
We do not encourage you to use tobacco, right? So... Yeah, they do. No, and that's very much so in the States, because in the States they have really punishing laws against paraphernalia.
Yeah.
And in fact, you're not allowed to possess paraphernalia. Whereas in Canada, there's no laws against possessing a bong, only selling bongs. And like I say, now it's legal to sell a bong because cannabis is under the law not illicit as a drug anymore.
Yeah.
Here, I know where my lighter is. Right here. This is handy.
Those things are the handiest.
Lighters,
eh?
you just got to buy a new one every day if you don't have it on a leash like this.
Yeah. Yeah, those things are
So what other
interesting.
questions we got there?
Well, with that being said, I mean, there's like literally, because the conversation went well, there's hours worth, but we'll end it with one question, and then when you're back, we can always get together and do another one.
Anytime after May 13, I'm good to go.
Okay, cool. So I want to end it with, I think, all right. So if you could go back to the beginning of doing any of the marijuana activism, with everything you know now and all the fight you've been through, is there anything you would do differently?
Yes.
In your fight?
I would never ask them to legalize cannabis. I'd say stop arresting us.
Yeah.
Keep emphasizing stop
Decriminalize.
arresting us. Decriminalize it, stop arresting us, and let us write our own rules for our own culture. And Because I should have been, as a libertarian, I should have known the government would be evil enough to do this bad thing. But I couldn't, I guess I wasn't even cynical enough to think it could be as evil as they've done. They put a cop in charge, some narky police chief in charge. They hand it all over to wealthy carpetbagger corporations who've never had anything to do with pot. They put a cop or a politician on every board of directors of almost every LP. Then they hand provincial monopolies to all the provincial governments to control the distribution.
Yeah.
And then the city governments control it. And it's just horrible. And if I would have come up with a different plan. I would have encouraged people to grow a lot of pot, and I would have ignored all political activity. I would say, political activity is futile in this country. I think it has been for us. I said, just grow more pot. That way we can make money. Everybody will make money.
Yeah.
We'll grow more. We'll have more weed. We'll have good weed. We'll all learn a lot.
Power in numbers.
Yeah, we'll have power in numbers. We'll enrich our culture. We'll make a lot of money. Instead, what we've seen is the worst possible world. Our culture gets handed to a bunch of undeserving, wealthy corporate carpetbaggers
who were fighting against it 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Who were fighting against 5 years ago, who are now growing these factory farms where disease runs rampant, where mediocrity is the prize.
Yeah.
Paying cheesy wages to the low end, and then ridiculous amounts for the cops and carpetbaggers and former prime ministers like Maloney and John Turner and John Boehner, the speaker, and Fantino, the former. It's just pathetic, the corruption that has accompanied this article.
Yeah.
This cannabis act. So yeah, I wouldn't advocate for any political change whatsoever. I would just simply urge people to grow so much pot the police can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
Grow it everywhere. Plant seeds everywhere. Make millions of them and just plant them everywhere until the cops just give up.
Grow them in freaking public areas and side of highways,
Smoke a lot of
everything.
weed, break the law. Because everything that works, that goes to court where we win is good.
Yeah.
When the courts rule, they rule in favor of your privacy and of your autonomy.
Yeah.
But the government always writes the rules to suit them.
Yeah.
So it's good for the bureaucracy. It's good for the carpetbaggers. It's good for politicians. It's good for cops. Cops got way more money when pot was legalized. It should have seen cops' budget get cut by 20%.
Yeah, exactly.
So we know that it's not designed for the ordinary citizen. It was designed for all the special interests.
And more control, really.
And controls. And they even said that. Restrict access. Restrict and control access.
Yeah.
Right, so they knew they were making it worse, and that was their intent all along. They just call it legalization, but we get
To pass it off so it's better, but...
Anyway, man, it's been nice being on your show.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. And yeah, when you're back, I'd love to have you on the program again.
Well, invite me anytime.
You got a very, very, very long history, and I admire your fight. And
we can talk about some of the people. Like Snoop Dogg gave me an award when I was in prison.
Really?
Yeah, he's never even met me, but he gave me the Good Guy of the Year award for
Wow.
2014. So it's got this wonderful 1 minute thing on video where he goes, "Keep your chin up." Wiz Khalifa's a fan of mine, and Wiz has been hanging out with Snoop, and he said, "This guy's a really good guy. You should give him one of your awards." So
Yeah.
I said, "Snoop's never met me. He doesn't know me, but Wiz does." So
Yeah.
Wiz told him to give me one, and but fun stuff like that. So then they all call their family. Can you go to YouTube and see that Snoop Dogg gave a guy named Marc Emery an award? And then they'd play it back, and they'd all come back. Mark, that's true. He said, "How do you know Snoop?" So I got to talk all about shit like that, right? But
That's cool.
But Wiz Khalifa's in a video called "No Better" with Juicy J, and he's rolling joints the whole video, and he's got my Free Mark jersey on the whole video.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, you check it out. It's nice.
I can't believe I've never noticed that.
Yeah,
That's
he's,
cool.
he's just rolling joints nonstop. That's his whole job in the video, and wear my jersey.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Oh, I got lots of fun stories of people I've met. I remember Rob Van Dam, the WWE boxer, wrestler, right? Fuck, I never saw a guy with legs they're like elephant trunks. And that was during the steroid period when all the wrestlers are using steroids. When they had to go natural, I mean, his legs were half the size when I saw him 3 years later. Still really fit, but much more like a human proportions.
Yeah.
Right? Those guys on steroids, they develop tree trunks.
Yo, what's up? It's your man, MLNY, Maloney, Breaking Records Radio. You know what it is. I'm just here to tell you guys right now that if any of my smokers out there, basically, any of my Canadian smokers, now that it's legal, what you got to do is you got to head over to thccollection.com and check them out. And make sure you use the promo code HIPHOP. That's HIPHOP, and that's all capital letters. Save 10% on every purchase that you make. Anytime. They got everything. They got deals every single day of the week, which include free whatever with whatever you buy. And my favorite is Tulip Tuesday. You can get $100 ounces. and that's only on Tuesdays, and you save 10% on every purchase with the promo code HIPHOP, all caps. That's HIPHOP. So make sure you go over there, check them out. That's thccollection.com for all your good medible needs, for all your good greenery, your extracts, and all that good stuff.